Hi, my name is Chris, and I want to show you something that's going to blow your mind. When I was 6 years old, I became obsessed with magic. I would watch magicians on TV, and I dreamed that one day I would be a famous magician. I sat in my bedroom every day for years, practicing in front of the mirror, just doing card tricks, just to a fake audience that I was imagining in my mind. But I was terrified to stand on a stage. I couldn't even perform for my friends. So my parents got me a coach when I was 8 years old. And he taught me how to do a few basic tricks, but he got me the confidence to stand on stage. And when I was 10 years old, I was shaking, I was sweating, my heart was pounding, but I got on stage for the first time in front of an audience of maybe 400 or 500 people. And I won a talent show, first prize. And my life changed from that moment because I knew that magic was going to be a part of my life forever. And I started my own business. I got to the point where I was really famous in my local town. I was on the front page of the newspaper, a magic moment. And the subtitle was Chase the Dream. Chase the Dream became the motto of my entire life. And then 1 year later, I stood on stage at Young Magician of the Year and got to the finals when I was 15 years old. It was such an amazing experience, and that led to my dream coming true. Live TV in front of 1 million people when I was 15 years old. And I just thought, wow, this is so incredible. I found the secret to success. But that was hiding something really painful deep inside of me. Magic was my way of escaping reality, because in my imagination, I could do whatever I wanted, but in real life, it was not a very good place to be. When I was 10 years old, doctors told me, we don't know how to help you. You're going to be in pain for the rest of your life. No 10-year-old kids need to hear that. And on top of that, because I was the fat, gay, weird, autistic, magic kid, everyone bullied me to the point where I didn't want to exist. I wanted to just snap my fingers and disappear in a puff of smoke, but I didn't learn that trick yet. So I was stuck in a nightmare life I couldn't escape. But I had principles that I'd been learning in magic, and I knew that it took me from 6-year-old boy to TV star. Why can't it work in other things too? So I studied the human body. I studied chemistry, biochemistry, medicine, and biology, just to try and find some way that I could find to make my life better. Because if doctors can't help you, what choice do you have but to find your own way? And I studied at one of the top universities in the world, because if I wanted to be the best, I had to study with the best. And the sad thing is, I found something that really helped me improve the quality of my life. And I was silenced. I wasn't allowed to tell anybody. I wasn't allowed to use this treatment. I was forbidden from even speaking the words. And I thought, there's no way I can work in an industry where I can't speak the truth. So I quit the pharmaceutical industry, and my life was a mess. I was completely lost. My entire life plan was over. And my dad didn't really like the fact that I was gay to start with. And now I'm a university dropout failure in his eyes. And he told me he wished I was dead and made me homeless. And that could have been the end of the story, but nothing stops me, because I have this unrelenting belief in my ability to change the world. If a 6-year-old boy can have his dreams, then now I'm 22, I can do it again. And I use the same principles to build an online business back in 2002, when the internet was almost still dial-up. I made over $1 million in photography. I built an electronics company, and I sold lighting products all over the world, including brands like Nintendo and Nike. And I designed the world's most advanced gaming simulator. And I thought everything was amazing. My life had gone from nothing to now, once again, TV star. And then, bam! Crashed my car on the way to a client in Poland. I was alone in Germany in the middle of the motorway in a car smashed to pieces at midnight in the pitch black. And that car crash led to me being in bed for months. I lost my company, I lost my home, I lost my car, I lost everything I'd worked my whole life to build. I ended up homeless again. So what do you do now? Now I'm in pain from the chronic pain that I lived with my entire life and the car crash. I couldn't live in England anymore, so I thought, well, if it's winter in England, but in Spain it's warm. If I can get to Spain, at least I won't freeze. So I drove to Spain in my car before it got repossessed. And I built my life again from nothing. Your life is a combination of your biochemistry, your physical environment, and your mental state. And these three parts of your life must be balanced. They must be in alignment with your purpose. And if they are, and you have an unrelenting belief in your ability to change the world, then anything is possible. I didn't know if it would work again, but it worked so many times in the past that it had to work again. And I rebuilt my body bit by bit, and now I live pain-free for the first time in 25 years. Doctors couldn't help me, but I fixed myself. I now own a hotel. This place is amazing. And I built it brick by brick. All through COVID, I had no electricity, no heating, no hot water for 4 years. And I fought every day to build this house. And now I stand here before you to tell this story because out there somewhere, there's a 15-year-old kid dreaming that they can be something, but society says that they're worthless, they're autistic, they're ADHD, they're disordered, they're nothing, they're not worth living. My dad told me he wished I was dead, but I'm still here to share this message because I need to raise up everyone who needs help. Because right now, there's millions of people all over the world suffering pain for no reason other than the greed of humanity. Because so many people take and don't give back. Well, I'm here to give my system, BPM Lifestyle, to the world for free. Because if it helped me as a 6-year-old boy become a TV star and rebuild everything twice from being homeless, then what's your excuse for not living your dreams? Because if your heart still has a BPM, then you still have another day to live your dreams. Thank you very much.